Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Aussie Starcraft, where we are casting the grand finals of Dreamhack Winter. In the top of the left hand corner, as our blue Terran players should be familiar with him, it is game number 6, and it's LiquidTaeja. In the top of the left hand corner is the red Zerg player. In the bottom right hand corner, it's Startale Life. We are in game number 6 in a best of 7 series, so Taeja does lead it 3 games to 2 is match point for LiquidTaeja. Startale Life needs to win this and one other in order to take that $30,000 home. If LiquidTaeja wins this game, he will in fact seal out the series 4 games to 2 and be $30,000 richer, as well as, you know, the prestige of winning an international StarCraft 2 tournament. But the map is of course Belshare Vestige, and what a good map for Taeja to be playing on in game number 6. This game, lots of nice narrow choke points, make an excellent point, particularly with all the high ground, low ground action. Make it quite good map for Terran to be engaging on, particularly once mid game hits and you got those medevacs out. You tend to always have the line of sight up and down the many hundreds and thousands of ramps that call Belshare Vestige home. So all these nice little narrow choke points and ramps make life quite difficult for the Zerg player, but Life's shown he's more than able to adapt to those challenges, and we'll see how he handles himself in game number 6. You can see very careful scouting patterns for Life, wanting to make sure he scouts any of the known proxy locations. You'll see this Overlord coming over to check the last one over here, and Life has confirmed that it does look to be a fairly standard opening. This drone making life a little bit harder for those SCVs, but just going to be scouting out to ensure no early shenanigans from our Terran player Taeja. This drone's going to have to run for his life now. He has two hits from being killed, 3 maybe if it's the worker. Reaper on his way now, but Life just trying to make things hard for Taeja and try to ensure that Taeja loses a little bit of mining time as well on those SCVs. Have extracted down a spawning pool as well after the hatchery on the low ground. So Life looks to be opening in a fairly similar manner to previous games. Taeja likewise going for his Reaper opening. Looks like all is fairly standard in game number 6. No double rack shenanigans, no Life expanding to Taeja's natural like we saw in previous games, and those sorts of fun things. Just while we wait for this game to get underway, just want to thank everyone that's subscribed to the channel. We hope you enjoy your time here on Aussie Starcraft. Do our best to bring you as much Starcraft action as possible. We'll have plenty of videos being uploaded over the next week or 2. I will be going away for a few days, but thanks to scheduled uploading, I'll make sure you guys don't go a day without a video. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. Appreciate everyone taking the time to share the videos with other people. Always well, I find the best form of compliment is being referred to your friends. So I appreciate you guys doing that, and look forward to bringing you plenty more quality StarCraft 2 action in the new year. So 2014 should be a good year for StarCraft. I hope you guys are all enjoying your New Year's holidays. This is how I'm spending mine, obviously, casting Dreamhack. Certainly enjoying some StarCraft 2 action on my holidays. So now, looks like Taeja's been quite consistent with the Reapers, just pestering away at these Queens, managing to make it out with 2 kills and 4 health. So I think that Reaper got the better end of the deal, managing to survive the various dangerous activities Taeja sent him on, and stay alive to scout for another day. There's a second Reaper sitting here as well, against any potential Zergling counterattacks. Taeja grabbing some Hellions as well. We've seen this a couple of times now. Taeja does like these 4 or 6 Hellions, generally 6, less commonly 4. But what I'm surprised we haven't seen a little more out of his from Life is Roaches. Life did quite well in game number 2, where he went to the Roaches for defense and used them to push. I'm surprised we haven't seen some sort of Roach Baneling play out of Life. He tended to do it very well in previous games, and certainly something Taeja probably wouldn't expect given how these games have gone. Actually have a Banshee being squeezed out here from Life, and that'll be able to put a bit of pressure on this third base. Nothing that can really defend it except for the Queens that are on the field. We do actually have quite a few Queens. We have 3 on the field already, and 2 more in production, so there will be 5 queens, but no detection for the next little while. And we do actually have cloak on the way, so a little bit of deviation from previous games where Taeja is generally where he's built a banshee, just built the one and not built cloak. Oh, actually cancelling that, so decided against cloak, and gonna be swapping out his add-ons and throwing down his 3rd command center. So Taeja moving out now. He's got his 6 Hellions and 2 Reapers. Maybe putting a bit of pressure on the front, but there is actually 4 Queens here with quite a bit of energy for some transfuses, or they will have shortly. And Life seems to be in a good position to hold this off, so we'll see how Taeja responds. We do have this Banshee here as well for some harass, and we'll see how Taeja chooses to employ that. Life throwing down a few Spore Crawlers. Certainly wants to get one down at this 3rd base to try and save that from any Banshee harass. But Banshee does seem to be making a beeline for the front. And Taeja now going for his 1-1 upgrades in his stim pack, while Life grabs 1-1 of his own. Oh, nice micro on the Banshee. Taeja's going to grab 2 kills and back it up. So nice little bit of harass there. Every little bit counts. And you just got to be careful. Until he loses the Banshee, it's still a viable threat, so that's why you'll find Taeja being so careful to do a little bit of damage and then pull back. Would rather that than try and overcommit and lose the Banshee in its entirety. So Taeja pulling back here is actually going to roast up these Zerglings. It's a nice little win for Taeja. One probably quite lucky Zergling here, just going to make the mad dash for home and beat it back as fast as little legs can carry him. Just in time, unfortunately, for the Hellions to meet him at the door and fry him like barbecue. So not a good day to be a Zergling, unfortunately, as Taeja decides to put a little bit of pressure on. Taeja throwing down the rest of his production facilities. We have 2 more barracks going down here, and the 3rd base lifting off now. It looks like Taeja is actually going to expand towards Life. Makes it a lot easier for him to pressure the 3rd and 4th bases of Life. So that's why he's choosing to establish it in this location, and makes it quite easy to fight down a straight line rather than trying to put pressure on with his main force and drop back to reinforce across at the potential 3rd base over here. So always nice to establish both your line of attack and your expansions on the same sort of axis of the map, rather than just dropping them willy-nilly wherever you like. So clever thinking from Taeja should factor well into the mid game. This poor Zergling gonna barbecue like his brothers in the past, and it seems Life's gonna decide to expand away from Taeja now, having seen where Taeja's electing to expand. Life deciding that discretion's the better part of valor, and he's going to expand on the opposite side of the map. So plenty of Zerglings and Banelings being morphed in. We have 2-2 on the way, along with centrifugal hooks as well, but not quite in play yet. So Life ideally doesn't want to get too heavily engaged here. We don't actually have very many Widow Mines on the field as of yet. So first 2 just popping out now and making their way down, as Taeja manages to force his way in Ketzler's. Even brought the Viking down. The Vikings finished Overlord duty. They somehow managed to miss this poor guy, or poor lucky guy. Taeja's Viking even deciding to do some work, actually getting 4 kills so far. So definitely not a slack day at the office for Mr. Viking. And these Marines just going to play the old tug-of-war game, pick up one of the Queens and clean up the creep tumors. So Taeja posturing very aggressively in this game, gonna set himself up on the top of the ramp. Would love a few Widow Mines to keep himself safe, but the remainder of the Hellions over here just trying to clean up these Zerglings, but they are surrounded, and unfortunately they'll all give their lives valiantly for the cause. If we check out the units lost tab, Taeja is leading in that respect, having cost efficiency of about 1200 minerals, so always nice to see. And both players with 3 bases established, so it means it's actually a bit bad news for Life. Normally Zerg players want to be 1 base up on their opponent, particularly when they're not trading as cost effectively as they'd like. So Taeja's now reached the money 3 base, is just going to be able to put on a lot of pressure. Terran on 3 bases equals non-stop pressure for the next 10 odd minutes. So Taeja's got himself right where he wants to be. Actually grabbing the vehicle and ship plating, which we haven't really seen out of him in the past, and 2-2 weapons. So but Life's upgrades actually ahead of Taeja in that respect. His will complete momentarily, and Taeja's still have about 50 seconds to go. So Life out in the middle of the map with his Mutalisks and Zerglings. Zerglings still trying to find... Oh, nice detonation on that Widow Mine's going to kill 7. And we can see the effects of lowering that Widow Mine radius. Normally that would have killed a few more Zerglings, but Patch has weakened the Widow Mine slightly, though it's still very viable. Surprised not to see Life. Yep, Life grabbing the medevac there, but gonna lose his expansion yet again. So keeping Life on 3 bases here is great news for Taeja, who only needs this game to seal out Dreamhack Winter. Oh, another very cost-effective Widow Mine. It's these that make the Widow Mines so great. They're able to pop them down on the map, and whenever the Zerg player gets complacent, there will be some Widow Mines just picking away at his forces. So 2 more Widow Mines this time, getting the Drilling Claw upgrade nice and quick, wanting to swing back before these get picked up. Marine's going to do a fair bit of damage to this Mutalisk flock, but unfortunately there's a massive tidal wave of Banelings here ready to roll over them. And those poor Marines thought they'd been left out, but Banelings being very careful to loop back around. Banelings trying to get in base contact with these SCVs, but nice micro from Taeja, able to pick off all of those Banelings before they could get any real money detonations. These Mutalisks, however, are going to be on point. They can pick off a few more SCVs. And we have Zerglings in the main base of Taeja, so Zerglings running right in here, but a few reinforcing units being able to clean these up. So surprised to not see Life get burrow. So often burrow's great. When you make it through like this, you can burrow a few Zerglings and unburrow them at key moments later on. But Life not a big believer in the burrow tech. But he is a big believer in bailing the door down, and so the combination of Widow Mines and Banelings clean up a pile of those Marines. More Banelings swinging in, though detonating a little bit prematurely on that supply depot that was already burning down. Taeja's going to choose to stream forward. We have a massive group of Marines and Marauders here, and another group moving in, and Thor as well to help deal with these Mutalisks. So things are looking a little bit grim for Life. Taeja actually supply blocked at the moment though, so no more units will be on the way. A few supply depots being re-established here, but unfortunately for Taeja, he is going to have to make do with what's on the map, but it is a fairly sizable force. So these Marines and Widow Mines, Taeja, as Life actually engages for the base race, these SCVs going to get picked off here. And all these upgrades actually also very vulnerable to pick up 3-3 on the way, and how Life would love to pick that off, but Life instead electing to go for all the workers, and not a bad choice. If you can shut down the economy of Taeja while Taeja's supply blocked, it'll make it much harder for Taeja to swing back into his usual macro antics. But the Marines are all sitting here at the new 3rd base, and the Mutalisks are actually pinned between the main and the 3rd. Doesn't want to fly out. Oh, they're going to take some damage on the way, and actually both Overlord... Oh, that Overlord surviving with 1 health there. Mr. Overseer saw those bullets coming. So 1 health manages to make it out. A few more Banelings being morphed in now, and Life just going all in to try and take out Taeja's 3rd base. Taeja's still supply blocked. There's consistent attacks from Life actually managing to stall Taeja and cause some delays. Catching that catching the missile turret's always nice. Leaves him in a position to be able to pick it off later. Supply depot is burning down, which will actually not quite supply block Taeja again. Losing a few units is going to spare him from that supply block. A few unfortunate Zerglings that the little Zerglings who could, unfortunately could not this time. They went for the counter attack and found about 30 Marines and 5 Widow Mines. So fortunately those Zerglings, along with these Zerglings, choosing to be very expendable. But nice counter-attack here from Life is going to swing through and catch the Terran forces, as it is very spread out. Life actually going to mop up a lot of these Marines, over-stimmed and able to pick those off. So good move for Life as he swings into this 3rd base, into the natural of Taeja. But Taeja very aggressively moving into Life's own 4th base. The Marines here, however, doing so much damage, the Marauders able to tank those Banelings. And it looks like the 4th base of Life will go down. Taeja able to secure his natural against those Zerglings. Just a massive stream of Marines moving now. If we look, Taeja still has 55 Marines and a Thor on the field, as opposed to Life's 20 Mutalisks and 20 Zerglings. I know which of those forces I'd rather command, and I'll give you a hint. It's not the Zerglings. So Taeja just doing very well here in game number 6. looks like he might have it. Don't want to call the game prematurely. There's still plenty of fight left in both these players, but Taeja with a definite edge here, trying to bait life into these Widow Mines. The Widow Mines so close to being off cooldown, and they will in fact get off cooldown. Oh no, able to pick it off just before it detonates in a nice target firing from Life there to pick those off, but Life back down to 3 bases. His natural is almost mined out. Few minerals left on these patches, 100 on one, 500 on another, but main base all mined out. Third base mining fairly solidly for some time now, so it probably has about 2 or 3 minutes left in it. Life desperately needs to get this 4th base up and to establish it. Taeja, no 4th base plans of his own, but you'd see he's saving the energy for some emergency mules once he does take that 4th base, and able to mine fairly safely at his own 3rd base. Taeja, Life in the main base of Taeja seems to spend as much time in Taeja's main base as he does in his own, as these units just continue to pick away at the reinforcements. But Taeja with a massive sledgehammer of Terran units moving across the force, and this is truly terrifying. It's like being hit by a bus. So Taeja just moving out now. This force. Life continuing to swing around, but can't tend to get any headway in on Taeja's forces. Life finally got his 4th base up, but Taeja spotted that, and I think in due course we'll see Taeja make a beeline for that new 4th base. These Widow Mines are going to plant themselves down. Is he going to leave them here as a trap for the Mutalisk, or is he going to move them out with the forces? Still leaving a few Widow Mines behind to pick off any Zergling counterattacks. We do have 2 Widow Mines in place now, but Life going for the exchange here, but there's still just so many Marines on the field. Taeja actually up to 66 Marines. These Mutalisks trying to get active, but just can't. Taeja's choice of base made it very difficult. Few Zerglings made it in, but apart from this poor supply depot, Widow Mine's going to have done their duty. So Taeja makes his move now for the 4th base. Life is trying to morph into a last group of Desperation Banelings. This Terran force are going to pick off the 4th base. The Mutalisk try to swing him, but between the Thor and the Widow Mines there's just too many units here. Is Life able to catch Taeja as he's sitting between these forces? Each volley of this Thor so cost effective. 10 kills thus far and a massive amount of splash damage on these Mutalisks. Life desperately needs to get this 4th base up. The cost efficiency is 25,000 to 16,000. Definite advantage to Taeja in that respect. He's actually got his 4th base up now. All the mules are on the ground. If we look at the income for Taeja, it skyrockets 3,000 minerals to 700. Things looking very bad for Life here. Mutalisk clouds actually continuing to grow. There's 26 Mutalisks and 7 more on the field. I feel this is one of the traps Zerg players fall into. They have a lot of Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks are all at surviving, so they build more Mutalisks. But unfortunately, how are the Mutalisks going to engage this pair of Thors here? Thor is here. So you've got 2 Thors making their way down for what is now the only mining base of Startale Life. I have a feeling that Taeja's very aware of this, going to set himself up in the choke point here and fight his way down for this last mining base. Taeja banking a lot of minerals. There's 2,000 in the bank. Things looking very good for our Korean Terran player here. The 2 Thors established going to be able to volley this group of Mutalisks. The Mutalisks forced to fall back. They can't engage the Terran units directly, and these Marines are just going to muscle their way into the expansion. Spinecrawler goes down. A few hero Marines are tanking the Banelings and allowing their brothers to kill this last mining hatchery. Taeja continues to muscle his way up as the last march of the Marines as they hit the front door of Life's base. Life going to try and long distance mine. The Mutalisks actually flying directly into this group of reinforcing Marines and Thors. Thor number 3 is going to do a lot of damage here. Mutalisks should be able to clean up, but Life forced to GG as the Terran sledgehammer busts down his front door. That's game number 6 to LiquidTaeja, and he will take this series 4 games to 2. What an excellent finals of Dreamhack winner. What a fitting way to end the tournament scene in 2013. Hope you guys have enjoyed these games as much as I've enjoyed casting. Both players played phenomenally, but Taeja just able to get the upper edge in this game. So what a series from Taeja. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That is the conclusion of Dreamhack Winter. We'll be casting plenty more games over the next few days, so stay tuned to Aussie StarCraft. If you haven't subscribed yet, by all means guys, go ahead and subscribe. Share these games with your friends. Let's do what we can to boost the esports community here in Southeast Asia. We do have, obviously it's starting to show. We've got some WCS Oceania action going on next year, and we'll see what shape that takes as more announcements come out. But lots of exciting things in 2014. So we'll see you all in the next cast. Thanks guys.